Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DeChara here with another great episode of how you can win a business. And if you don't know me, I am a CPA over 35 years, serial entrepreneur, business coach, and I am coming to you live from downtown Flushing, New York. That's right. I'm still in the eye of the storm, the pandemic, but I'll never let that stop me from bringing you this vital, important information. And tonight I have a special surprise. But before I get into that, I want to invite you to my special free mastermind tomorrow at 2 p.m. Saturday, Eastern Standard Time. Go to mastermindwithjoedechara.com. And we've been having a ball. Twice a week, we get together, a lot of the same people, a lot of different people every week. But I have to tell you, there's been an extremely large amount of aha moments and just people supporting each other. And the last one, we two of us ganged up on my new client, Dr. Flo, and I think she was in shock by the end of the mastermind, because we gave her so many tips, so many ideas on how she can win a business, and that's what it's all about. And before I go on, let's talk about what winning at business really means. Because when I got into business, I thought it was all about just making money. But if I can only make enough money, I could be happy and then successful. In that order. First, you had to have money, then you could be happy, and then you're successful. Well, I learned that I had it all backwards. Because what I saw was I saw a lot of rich people that were very, very twisted and miserable. And I saw a lot of people that had no money but were very happy. Well, I wanted to be happy with a lot of money. So that was the end result I was looking for. So I had it all twisted, because I thought that the end result with my business was about making enough money so that I could do what I wanted, when I wanted, where I wanted, with whoever I wanted. To me, that was freedom. And then about 11 years ago, I read a little publication called The Science of Getting Rich. And it just dawned on me that I had it all backwards. You can decide to be happy right now. You can decide to be happy. And when you're happy, you start becoming successful. And that's the laws of attraction, folks, that I'm describing here, because what you feel, what you think, is what you attract to you. And that leads me into tonight's subject, which is how to organize your business for success. Because I never hear people talk about organizing their business. I hear them talking about, how do I market? I need a social media VA. I need a better website. If I only had this, I would be successful. Well, no, that's not how it works. You could put up a world-class website, and I've done this. I spent $8,000 on a website and never saw any kind of benefit from it, because I thought I had unreal expectations. I thought if I just put a beautiful website up there, people are going to find it. Well, it's like getting a giant billboard built and putting it in your garage, and hopefully, people are going to see it. It doesn't work like that. And so, and I just lost my train of thought, because I was thinking about this, because I've done that. I bought a different story, but related. I bought 10,000 flyers one time, and they were beautiful. Well put together, great content. And then I realized I didn't have any way to distribute that. And they stayed in my shed until they disintegrated. And so that was one of the lessons, and that was pre-internet. But, my friend John Limbacher says that whatever you can do in the physical world, you can do in the digital world. And putting, ordering 10,000 flyers in the digital world happens all the time. What I did, it happens all the time. So the problem isn't what people think it is. I was just in a small, short mastermind this morning, and one of my friends said, people start asking questions they want to problem solve in these mastermind groups. And a lot of times it turns out that the problem that they thought they had wasn't really the problem that they had. So what I've learned, what I try to teach my clients, what I offer people, and being totally transparent here, this is about providing you with time-tested, proven techniques, information that I've acquired over 35 years of painful, torturous experience sometimes. When you think about it, I've been in the trenches with literally thousands of small business owners, trying to save them from the boogeyman, okay? Because I was trying to save them from the wrong thing. Had I known then what I know now, maybe things could have turned out a little differently for all of us. But anyway, okay, another squirrel moment. The point is that sometimes, because we don't know what we don't know, the problem that we have isn't the problem that we think. So like with me, I thought that my problem was marketing. My problem was not having the right website, not having the right social media. No, the problem was my focus. Because I kept getting websites, I kept getting, campaigns going, and they all led to all different directions. I was scattered because the problem was not my graphics. The problem was not my website. The problem was not my social media. I had everything, the YouTube channel, the LinkedIn profile, the Twitter thing. I even got Instagram. I still don't understand what the hell Instagram does, but a lot of people are on it. So I had all of those things. But what I didn't have is an organized, cohesive program that looked at what I wanted the end result to be. See, I don't just want clients. I want raving fans. I want to build a business. I've had a long stretch of having clients come and go because of the nature of the people I attracted to me. I would attract people that had problems because I wanted to solve them for them. Not realizing that a lot of them had problems because of other issues that I couldn't solve. Okay, I don't do marriage counseling. I don't do therapy. I don't do, mind issues. I just got a new client that I said, you have a blockage when it comes to money because you get this anxiety when there's money on the line. And I don't do that. There's a reason for it, and you got to find somebody else to do it. What I do is I find the blocks and I identify them so that you can remove them. What I want to do is I want the quickest way to profits, the quickest way to cash flow. And that's winning at business. Okay, that's what winning at business means. And I know that's what I started out describing for you. What do I mean by winning at business? Well, it's pretty simple. You need two things to win at business. You need, number one, revenue, and you need cash flow. Because if you don't have revenue, you're not going to have any cash flow. And if you don't have any cash flow, you're going to run out of money. And then you'll be out of business. It's a scientific fact. Unless you're doing all your business on barter or some other way of doing business that doesn't include money, at the end of the day, you have to have more in either cash and or goodwill in your business than you started out with. And goodwill is an asset. Goodwill is your brand, your word. The fact that people could trust you and depend on you. Okay? And there's an order to all of this. there's an order to when you have your initial idea for your business to getting somebody to give you a check and deposit it in your account. And there's all these little things, all these little tasks and actions that have to take place. And I never hear people talking about that. I never hear people talking about the sequence, the business cycle. And maybe that's why so many small businesses fail. Because the ones that are still in business, the ones that stay in business and don't go out of business, they all know what their sequences are. You know, McDonald's knows when they launch a sales campaign and they make a budget for it, and they say we're going to give some kind of deal, you know, Big Macs for $1. They got it down to a science on how much return that's going to bring in. Or the simple fact of adding, you know, can I supersize that for you? I mean, I don't expect everybody to be like a McDonald's and have scientists with economists and stuff figuring out, you know, stuff like that. At that scale, you have to do that because you're operating on, you know, minuscule profit margin. You know, one little mistake can cost a lot of money. But you have to take that approach with even a small business. I don't care if you're running an ice cream truck, like I did the semester before I graduated. And if you see me wiping my face, it's because it's freaking hot here. I'm flushing, and it's yeah. We went from not hot to very hot, like overnight. So anyway, so the name of the game, really, for me, is organizing your business. You know, the numbers are part of it. That's a big part of it. But the numbers are a result of the actions that you took to set off the chain of events that either wind you up with more money in your account or less money. So what am I talking about when I say organizing your business? Well, every single little aspect of your business needs to be organized. And they need to be sequenced and prioritized. And it's an overwhelming task for one person. And when you get to that point where you are completely overwhelmed and in pain, you're ready to grow. And it may not be pleasant, you may not even realize it, but it's the time where you need help and you've outgrown your capacity. You've run out of time. So now it becomes an issue of time management and money management. And that's what I like to talk about, you know, because the better you can manage not only your time, but your people's time by giving them direction and instructions, the more successful you can be. And it's not easy. It's not easy to do this stuff, but we can break it down and make it simple. The concepts are simple. You know, for instance, I would hire people and just tell them what to do and then expect them to do it without giving them any step-by-step instructions. You know, we're famous for that in the accounting industry. I'll just hire another accountant and have him do the tax returns, only to find out that they had no idea how to do tax returns, or they didn't do it, you know, according to my specifications, because I didn't give the instructions. I just said, here, do the tax return, expecting them to do it exactly the way I do, in a nice, neat, orderly fashion. So, you know, it takes time to get to that point. It takes time to get to the point where you're out of time. And not through mismanagement, because you're out of time because your business is growing. And the paradox is now you got to find more time to bring in the people that are going to help you save time. And it's a never-ending cycle, because the bigger you get, the more it grows exponentially. Because now you can get to the point where it's not just you and somebody you're directly supervising, but you want to get them to the point where they need help. And that's only if you want to grow a business. If you want to stay small, that's fine. But if you want to be more profitable and small, you need to be organized. So I just arranged a couple of little doodads that I use to keep myself organized. And some of these worksheets and techniques I've shared with you before, but I want to share it with you again. And this is what I'm talking about, really. Organizing everything. So when a couple of years ago, I had two products: bookkeeping and tax preparation. You know, accounting and tax preparation. I did a lot of other stuff, but like I incorporated people. I did tax problems resolutions. I did financial reports, forensic accounting, tax audits, but I didn't have them down in an organized list. And that made all the difference, because when I started listing all the different products, I started seeing where my sales funnel should be and how I can lead people that need those services to the right services and not bother them with, controllership services, let's say. I do fractional controllership services where I'll do, everything from the bookkeeping to the payroll and tax planning in advice. Okay. If you're just starting out, you don't need that. Maybe you just need to be incorporated. But putting it down on a list like this helped me. It allowed me to see what my pricing was, and to eliminate products that didn't make sense. But either way, I needed to have an organized list. Here's another products page. So if you ever buy software, that a lot of times they have three choices. So I put together a s-corp product where I created a course. I can do it for you, or I could put you on a 90-day unlimited support program where I go above and beyond just doing the s-corp. I'm going to take you through 90 days of business coaching. Here's another little tool and all of these things are, I've created myself over the years, and I created them as I needed them. Okay, and it eventually became my how to win a business success system. That wasn't always the intention, but it just wound up being a whole string of different tools that I was able to customize. And so this is where I keep track of the morning routine and some tasks. And a lot of some of these are duplicates and interchangeable, and I switch them up. These are my 13 principles, and right now what I'm doing is every day that I follow my system, I give myself a check mark. If not, I got an O. And this actually correlates to how far I'm advancing in my business. Because the more X's that I see, I can look back and I've made progress. And so this is another page for that. These are projects that I want to keep track of. I have a blank calendar thing. I have events. And so this whole thing becomes a package. These are some tools that I give to clients because I have a budget. Okay, I have a personal monthly expense budget. And I share this with people I'm going to work with so that they get a feeling of, what being organized is. Monthly business expenses. Now, this is something that I just added because my friend Larry Broughton came up with a great tool for identifying tasks that you can either eliminate, delegate, or automate. And I love that. I love, you know, whenever I could find one of my tasks that's taking up my time and dish it off to somebody, that's a victory. Because now that frees up my time to do uh, more productive and fun stuff with my business, like doing this. You know, I love doing this, but this takes time. You know, a lot of times I don't need to spend hours preparing because I have so much content and so much stuff to talk about. But sometimes I want to do, you know, a planned presentation. I have to do a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation. And, you know, nobody has all the time in the world. You all have the same amount of time. So what you want to do is you want to be a master of your time, organize your business. And masterminds is another way, believe it or not, that I help organize my business. Because when I do a mastermind meeting, just like, and I brought this up today in my friend Sue's mastermind. She's, if you want a different flavor of a mastermind, go to mastermindsue.com or Sue Brook, and she's got 2 slots every week like me. They're on different days and times. And at the end of her, she likes everybody to give, you know, their aha moment or what they take away from it. And today, what I took away from it is that, you know, it never fails. Every meeting, we usually get down to talking about the fundamentals of business, being organized, knowing who your avatar is, knowing what your products are. You know, you have to know this stuff. You can't just take your business for granted. You have to do it intentionally. So if you're looking at your results and they're not what you want them to be, do the mastermind with us. Okay? Go to mastermindwithjoedechara.com. Go to mastermindwithsue.com and just get an idea, because it's free and you might walk away with some really awesome information. Or you may connect with people, or both, because that's what happens. Okay? My name's Joe DeChara. That's my story. I'm sticking with it still. God bless you. Have a great weekend, and I'll be back tomorrow.